her feel better, then that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of our Globetrotter challenge. My name is Misty, and as you can see, we are here in the Granite Falls with Piper. It is another beautiful day in the forest, and as she is very inspired, we are looking at her outdoor enthusiast. She has moved on to the next section, and we need to craft 3 excellent herbal remedies, identify all 10 plants, and befriend the hermit of Granite Falls. So let's go ahead and get started with this. She is feeling really inspired from the great outdoors, but she is uncomfortably wet because it just will not stop raining out here. But let's go ahead and let her get going. She needs to go ahead and identify all 10 plants. So we're going to go ahead and get her to harvest some things, and hopefully she will be able to have all 10 plants in her possession so she can start identifying them to go ahead and meet that aspiration. So we're just going to have her go ahead in this forest, look around, and find whatever it is that we may need. And then we will also have to, at some point, go and find the hermit deep in the woods. So she's just looking around here right now for some plants, for some mushrooms, and obviously if there's anything else that we can find, if there's any stones that she can dig up and things like that, we'll have her pick those as well, because as we know, we will need some money. We are probably getting really close to needing to extend the vacation again. So we will make sure that we harvest anything or dig up anything that we come across in today's episode. That way we will have some extra money at our disposal so that we can extend our vacation whenever we get that notification that we need to do so. So Piper is just on the job, on the journey, working really hard to meet her next milestone here of this aspiration of the outdoor enthusiast. She is making really good progress. This person here is freaking out, and she's like, wonder what's chasing them. I'm not going to go in that direction. Well, actually, Piper, you are. She's like, no, I'm just going to grab these mushrooms. Everybody's going to calm down. So it's the entrance to the deep woods is over there in the corner, so we need to remember where that is for later. But for now, we're just going to keep looking for some things to harvest and make sure that we get everything out of this area before we head on into the deep woods. I just want to make sure we get everything that we can from this area before we move on. And she's making pretty good progress. It looks like we're getting everything in the area that we need, and she's feeling really accomplished right now. She's thinking, everything is here, everything is harvestable right now. I am really doing a great job. I think she is really feeling like she is making a dent in today's adventures. So she's just going to dig up these little stones here, see if there's any treasures. I'm not sure if she's going to get some jewels or if she's going to get a treasure map or some crates, but either way, we'll sell whatever she gets, and that way we can have some extra money. There's another one that she can dig up over by the water there, so we'll go and we will dig that up also. Piper is really enjoying being outside today. As we know, she loves the outdoors. She loves being out here in her element, and so even though it is raining, she doesn't really seem too bothered by that. She is in a fantastic mood today. Look at her. She's just running along, gathering things, feeling just very, enthused. And look at her. She's like, oh, I love the rain. She loves it. She absolutely loves it. So she is just going to go ahead and get this very last one here dug up, and then we were going to go ahead and head on. I think it is about time now for us to go ahead and go into the deeper woods so that we can go and see about the hermit, see if we can find the hermit's place in the woods and possibly go ahead and befriend the hermit. See if there's anything out in that part of the woods that we can also harvest, and that way we will be able to ensure that we have everything that we need so that we can start identifying these plants. Obviously, we have to make sure that her herbalism skill is up high enough so that she can identify these plants if her herbalism skill isn't up high enough, she's not going to be able to figure out what these plants are. But I do want her to at least have them in her inventory so that she does have the option there to at least attempt to identify them. So we're going to start collecting as much as we can. She has reached level 9 of the gardening skill, which is fantastic news. So we are really getting close to her maxing out her gardening skill, which is great. And let's go ahead and just go over here and go in this cave of wonders over here and do some exploring. So we're going to send Piper over. She's going to explore this briar patch over here and see what she can find. It looks like we're getting a call from Raylan Soto. And what does Raylan have to say? I am not sure. Raylan says, quick question. Courtney McKenzie and I were planning to spend some casual friend time together. Should I do it? Yeah, I think you should go for it. Friends are great to have. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and head on in here and see about making our way into the hermit's place. Piper, in she goes. She's like, ooh, what is this? This looks very interesting to me. Exploring the brambles, surrounded by thicket, thorns, and danger, most assuredly Piper is left with only one decision: step forward or retreat. We are going to step forward. After several minutes of hacking furiously through the bush, a large web is blocking Piper's way. One would prefer that web is not paired with a spider. We're still going to go through that web. Piper feels she's on the verge of finding something special, something to make this all worth it, but is quickly tiring. Should she take a nap or sally forth? Sally forth. Piper has navigated the high-foiling foliage to discover a sacred cove in the midst of the forest, a cove containing a mysterious sim. Travel towards the sim. Would you like to send her into the deep woods? Yes, we would. All right, we have made it to the hermit's house. We are in the deep woods. Piper has arrived officially here where she needed to get to, and we are going to do a bit of exploring. If there's anything here that she can harvest, we will go ahead, obviously, and do that. It looks like there are some things here that we can harvest over here by this log, so I'm going to send her over here. We're going to harvest these mushrooms. So we'll send Piper on over. Anything that we can find, we'll obviously harvest. She's just going to take a look around. She's like, where have I ended up? She is really thinking to herself, this place is kind of creepy, but I'm going to obviously just take it for the adventure that it is. And I'm going to get everything in my inventory that I can get from this area. And she's going to do a bit of exploring here. She's going to try not to obviously let it get to her and get her too freaked out because, you know, she's Piper and Piper doesn't scare too easily. She's pretty adventurous. Granted, Piper is going through a bit of a change right now where she is obviously having some feelings of wanting to settle down and become a little bit more domestic, but that doesn't change the heart of who Piper is. And Piper has always been a bit of an adventurer, a bit of a wild card, and so that part of her is still there. But she sees someone over by the water and she thinks to herself, oh, well, I should probably go and introduce myself. So we're going to send her over here and we're going to let her introduce herself to this person that's over here fishing. It's the only person in the area that she's seen so far, and so she figures she might as well go ahead and come on over and say hello. She's hoping this person is a friendly person and she hasn't just walked up on some strange person that's, you know, kind of crazy or is, heaven forbid, a person that's mean or might harm her in any way. But she's just going to come over and she's going to say a friendly hello. She's going to say, hello, how are you? And it looks like she has befriended the hermit, and that is perfect news for us. So we have met that milestone of befriending the hermit. We did that awfully fast. Seems that Piper can make friends pretty quickly. She is feeling pretty hungry. I am going to go ahead and just let her roast a couple of marshmallows. And if that doesn't get her hunger up very quickly, we may go ahead and get her to roast some beetles as well. So she is feeling pretty inspired. She does have to stay here for a little while. She, instead of going back to her lodging, is going to stay here in the hermit's area because we do want her to try to get as much out of this area as she possibly can. She has a lot of harvesting that she needs to do, a lot of looking around and exploring that she needs to do, and she doesn't want to have to go back and forth as much. So she is going to just camp out in this area, and she's feeling really, really inspired because she's thinking to herself, I can totally do this. I know how to camp out. I know how to cook to sustain myself. Like, I have beetles that I can cook up to make sure I have something to eat. I can totally live out here on my own. I don't have to Like, I can sleep on these logs. I know how to start a fire. I know how to cook beetles to survive, to eat. And so she's feeling extremely, extremely inspired that she is as well rounded as she is and knows that she can take care of herself and that she's a survivor. And Piper is just thrilled with the fact that even though she's not with Roman right now, even though she's not at her lodge and she misses him, and she's going through a little bit of sadness about that, maybe, because obviously she would rather him be with her here and her share this experience with him. You know, she did stumble upon this by herself. She's thinking, but I can do this. Like, I can take care of myself. And I went on all these adventures by myself before I met Roman, and it'll be okay that he's not here with me right now. And I know that I can take care of myself. And so she's feeling super inspired about that. So she's just cooking herself up a plate of beetles here, and she's going to have herself a little bit of supper. It is like 1 o'clock almost in the morning, and then after she gets herself a little bit of food in her stomach, she'll probably want to maybe get a little bit of rest. She is going through a little bit of a depressed mood due to her cancer trait. It says you're feeling depressed today. So she does have some underlying feelings of depression going on, mainly because of who she is as a person. We know that she also has gloomy traits. She is a gloomy person. She does struggle with depression. We already know that. And she is feeling that today, unfortunately, which is not ideal for Piper, but it is unfortunately what it is with her. Some days she really does struggle with that. It just seems that today is going to be one of those days. I am going to go ahead and get her in here and let her just take a little bit of a rest in the hermit's bed. I figure she would kind of be like Goldilocks and just be like, there's a bed here, it's empty, I'm going to take advantage and just get a little bit of rest. So she's going to go on in here. She's going to borrow the hermit's bed and get a little bit of shut-eye. She found stumbled upon the house and realized, like, it's an empty bed. Why would I not use it as opposed to sleeping on a log? So she's going to just get a little bit of shut-eye here in the hermit's bed, and I'll catch back with you guys in the morning. Good morning. Piper got herself a nice rest, and she is feeling pretty dazed this morning. And we're going to go ahead and get her in here and let her say a good morning to the hermit. His name is Cory, so she's going to say good morning to Cory. She's going to just have a little bit of a conversation with him, ask him how he is, get to know him a little bit better, and maybe just have a couple of discussions with him about some friendly things like sharing some outdoorsy tips, talking about dance, things that she is interested in so that she can just get their friendship up a little bit better. They already are friends and she's already befriended him, but she wants obviously to secure that friendship and make it a little bit stronger. So we are just getting to know him a little bit better, discussing some dance techniques, which we love. We found out that he dislikes the color blue and he loves the outdoors. So she is really getting to know him quite well, and I think that is absolutely great. These guys are going to head on outside. She is befriended the hermit of Granite Falls. So see, she's, really, Raylyn is calling again. Okay, I'm glad that you guys are friends. That's great. She's going to go outside and do a little bit of cloud gazing. Or maybe not. Okay. She wants to chat with him a little bit more. They've really become good friends. She's become emotionally mindful with all of the things that she's currently doing, which we absolutely love. And I think that she's going to go ahead and just challenge him to be kind to everyone that comes into this area. So now that we've headed her back here to her lodging, she is going to obviously get a little bit more herbalism reading in, but I do think that she would want to speak to Roman and just be like, I am so glad that I'm back. I really, really missed you while I was away. And he's going to be like, yeah, where did you head off to? And she'll be like, I found this place deep in the woods and I met this gentleman there. And he was really, really kind, but I really just want to tell you that I missed you. And so she's going to give him a kiss and she's going to say, what did you do with me gone? And he's like, I just played horseshoes, the normal. So tell me about this guy. So she'll just tell him, it was this old gentleman and he's done gone and caught himself on fire again. Like, what the hell, Roman? But she would tell him, obviously, like, it was this real nice old gentleman that was, just this hermit that just lived in this little hut all by himself out in the middle of nowhere, deep in the woods. And he'll be like, well, that's strange. And she'll be like, it really kind of was. So she is going to go ahead and attempt to identify some of these plants that we have picked. I don't know that we're going to have enough skill of herbalism just yet to be able to actually identify them, but we are going to go ahead and try. It looks like now she is ready to actually cook a little bit of food here. So I'm going to have her get a little bit of food grilling up, and then she's going to grab herself a bite to eat. She's feeling a little bit peckish. So she is just cooking up a little bit of asada here. She obviously didn't have enough skill for her to identify the plants, and so we are going to have to get her reading up more on her herbalism later. But in the meantime, she is just like, I am famished. I need some food in my stomach. She is still feeling super inspired. Roman, unfortunately, is feeling pretty tense right now. But we'll have to check in on him in just a little bit and see what's going on with him. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get Piper to grab herself a plate here so that she can go ahead and get something to eat, because she is really feeling hungry. So she's going to go ahead and sit down here and get herself some food in her stomach. I will go ahead and check on Roman and make sure that he's doing okay. It looks like he is feeling pretty tense. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with him, but he is really struggling, it would seem, and so we need to make sure that he is going to be okay. I'm going to go ahead and queue up for her to read the herbalism book when she's done. And it looks like Roman is tense because he is dealing with the bears and he's sick of them. He has burnt his arm and he's overheating from being hot because it's a warm day. So let's go ahead and get him out of this warm outfit and into some warmer clothes, like cooler clothes. So we'll just put him in his everyday outfit and that should cool him down a little bit. And Piper is obviously done with her meal and she is back to reading her herbalism book, which we love. This is obviously leveling up her herbalism skill, which is great for us. We definitely need her leveling that up. The higher she gets that leveled up, obviously the better her knowledge is on herbalism and she can do more as far as with different potions, brews, things like that, and with being able to identify different plants and things of that nature. So with each level, she gets more things unlocked that she's able to do with that skill. So right now, I believe she's at a level 4, and she is continually going up with that as she reads these books. So we will just continue to let her go ahead and do that. Roman is going to go ahead and get a little bit of horseshoes in, and hopefully that will get his mood out of the gutter here because he is just really in a bad place. His arm is really giving him a hard time because he burnt it in the fire. That fire is a death trap, I'm telling you. That fire pit and them is just, it's not okay. Every single episode, they burn themselves. Every single one. She is really loving the fact that she's getting so much information out of these books, and I am really loving the fact that she is such a nerd for knowledge. It makes me so happy. She's feeling really, really sad right now. She's in a depressed mood today, but she is back to being homesick. As we know, Piper does not have a home, but she really wants one. And it is unfortunately really taking a toll on her. This wanting a home is really, really starting to override every other feeling that she has ever had, and it's really starting to become an issue. She does not want to be in this forest any longer. She is ready to get the hell out of Dodge, and she wants a home with Roman. That's all she wants. She wants a home. She wants a family, and she is tired of these adventures. She wants to settle down. It's all she thinks about anymore, and it's making it really difficult to do these challenges with her because of the way she feels. So I hope that we can get her to get out of this headspace and we can finish this challenge with her because she is just not a happy camper. Literally not a happy camper. That being said, she has found a peach. One peach. We will go ahead and extend our vacation for 7 more days. Why do you ask? Because we need to extend it so that we can complete our aspiration. And so we have extended our vacation for another 7 days. And hopefully we won't run out of time in our calendar here. We still have spring and summer to do this Granite Falls portion of our challenge for Piper, for this portion of our challenge for her in our Globetrotter challenge. but we obviously want to get this done in spring. I would like to get this done in spring just so that obviously we can move on to selva dorada in the summer. But that being said, if we are unable to finish it in the spring, we do have summer that we can be in Granite Falls as well. I was just kind of hoping we could finish it in the spring, but we'll have to see how it goes and if she's able to finish this in time. So she is feeling so depressed. It is really, really sad to see her so upset. I am going to get her loving on Roman here if I can. I just want them to have a little bit of an embrace. I want her and him to kind of get in a little bit of a frisky mood here. He seems to always be able to cheer her up, so I am going to have them just go have a little bit of intimate time. I think that it will get her in a better headspace if they have a little bit of quality time together. And plus, they spent a night away from one another, so I do think that that would make her want to be alone with him. I think they would really miss one another, and that he would be like, I really miss being away from you, and I want us to have some time together. Obviously, in, make up for lost time, so to speak. So they're going to go and they're going to have themselves a bit of a woohoo in the tent. Both of them are feeling super hot right now. It is a very hot day here in Granite Falls. Why is he starting the fire? Because he wants to burn himself again? I don't really know. But I am going to have them go and just spend some time with one another. He's really struggling here. Go woohoo with Piper. He's like, hold on, let me make a quick marshmallow. Yeah, you do you. Piper is always in the clouds. I love it. I love the way her mind works. I really do. She's just like constantly daydreaming and just her head's in the clouds. And I just absolutely love the way she's such a dreamer. So these two are just going to go and have themselves a quick woohoo in the tent, rekindle that love, make memories, and we love that for them. They are just absolutely smitten with one another, and the fact that they were apart last night and they hate being apart from one another, they are just making up for lost time. So we are going to let them do the deed here, and we will obviously give them a little bit of time. Okay, these two have finished with their woohoo, and Piper is off to the washroom. She is going to go and use the washroom there. And Roman is feeling now very inspired after his tryst with his woman. He is absolutely loving it. We got another call from Raylan saying, whoa, I just had a dream. You were in it. We were both late for something. I can't remember what. Then you turned into a banana. What on earth made you want to turn into a banana? We're going to be nice about it. I have no idea why we'd want to turn into a banana, Raylan. I don't understand it myself. And we just became good friends with her after having that conversation. So that's very nice. So Piper is just going to the loo here. She is going to, use the bathroom, take a shower, doing all of the things to take care of her hygiene here. And I'm also going to send Roman over here so that he can use the washroom, take a shower, and take care of his hygiene and things. Both of them kind of desperately need to take care of their needs here in the facilities because, well, they just need to do that. And she's under attack. Oh, dear. Okay, Piper, now that you have taken care of your needs, and now that you're being attacked by mosquitoes and bugs and everything else, let's go ahead and get a little bit more reading in. I think that it would be really good for you to go ahead and read a little bit more of your book. So let's get her reading a little bit more of her herbalism book here. So she is just going to have a seat here and she's going to do a little bit more reading. We are at level 4. Yeah, level 4 of herbalism currently. So she just needs to get a little bit more herbalism reading in. So we're going to get her reading up on that. So she is just enjoying a little bit of reading next to the fire here, which is fantastic. She is feeling really flirty after having spent some time with her husband, which is perfect. And I love the fact that these two can just obviously they're okay to be on their own, and they are okay to do things on their own and have alone time. They can obviously entertain themselves, and they have their own hobbies, their own interests, and things that they do on their own to keep themselves happy. But then it's like when they come together, they are just a dynamic duo. And I freaking love that about them. They're so much better when they're together, that they just bring out the best in each other. And I love that. And they're so absolutely lovable with one another. So they are constantly in a flirty mood when they're around each other, and they just can't keep their hands off each other. And as you can see, he's just feeling so inspired after being with her, and she's feeling so flirty, and I love that. So they are just doing their own things here. She's getting a little bit of reading in, and he is probably doing horseshoes, to be completely honest, because he does a lot of playing. She does a lot of working, and he does a lot of playing. That is what I've noticed. And honestly, I could probably get him a job, but it's just not conducive to what's going on in this storyline, so I haven't done so. He typically just kind of does things on his own around the house. And usually if we have a place that we're in that has like a garden and things like that, he tends to that. Just here, it doesn't work because we don't have a garden or anything like that, because we are in Granite Falls. So he just does a lot of horseshoes. So whenever we go to Silver Dorado, we'll see what he can get into there. But here, he has to play a lot here. So that's what he does, is just play a lot. He's really good at horseshoes here. Really, really good. As of right now, though, he is just kind of reading up on some things in the area, and he is just kind of getting to, know about the hiking and things like that. And yeah, he needs to get himself some food. So we'll go ahead and we'll get him to eat something. So I'm just going to go ahead and queue up for him to go ahead and grab a plate of this food that she made. And then she can continue on with reading her book. So it's so nice of her that she made food, because now he can eat. And Piper is just getting a little bit of marshmallow roasting in. She is, as you can see, just enjoying her time here in Granite Falls. She is just relaxing by this fire, having some marshmallows, having some reading, doing a little bit of alone time. But guys, I think I am going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel. In our next episode, I am hoping that we will make some good headway on this second portion of, I think we're on the third portion now of the aspiration of the outdoor enthusiast, and that Piper will be able to go ahead and identify some of these plants of the Granite Falls that she needs to identify, and we'll be able to go ahead and start working on some of these potions or brews that she needs to work on. And that being said, we'll be able to meet that so that we can get through this, so we can move on to Silver Dorado next. We are making great headway. I think Piper is doing absolutely fantastic here in Granite Falls, but we definitely want to get her out of here. She is ready to move out of this Granite Falls area. She is really feeling homesick and wanting a way out of here and wanting to settle down. So I think that we have to start thinking about her future a little bit. But guys, I am going to go ahead and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.